Assalamualaikum and selamat sejahtera. We are from ACC2204B and me and my group members have chosen RHB Bank for our video presentation. And these are the group members that will be presenting. The first one is Muhammad Hakim bin Muhammad Safwan, which is me. Next is Muhammad Hazim bin Hisham. The third one is Muhammad Firdaus bin Amran. And lastly, Muhammad Izzuddin bin Samsul. There are two parts that will be presented in this video. First is the segmental reports, which consists of company's background, management approach, CODM, segmental report, and conclusion. The next part is interim report, which consists of these followings.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Hazim bin Muhammad Hisham, and today I want to present to you about segment reporting. Company's background. RHB Banking Group is a multinational regional financial service provider that is committed to delivering complete solution to customer through differentiated segment, offering an ecosystem that supports simple, fast and seamless customer experiences, underpinned by a cohesive and inspired workforce and relationship built with stakeholders. Ranked among the top banks in Malaysia, have more than 14,000 employees group-wide. RHB presents span 9 countries in the Asian region. Fully integrated financial service group in Malaysia. Management approach. Techniques that are used to direct and control an organization. Factor of having segment reporting. First, to help the financial statement users have better understanding on the company performance. Second, to have better access to the company prospects of future cash flows. Third, to make more judgment of the company as a whole. Type of segment. Group retail banking provides conventional and Sharia compliant consumer banking solution. Our retail products and service include wealth management, bank secure mortgage, auto financing, ASB financing, personal financing, credit cards, payments and deposit, which are offered through our branches and our digital platform. Group international business. Group international business primarily focus on providing commercial banking related products and services tailored to a specific needs of customer in foreign countries in which the group has operation. Group business banking caters for funding needs as well as deposit collection from small and medium-sized enterprises and a wholesale client. Support center and others comprise results from other business segments in the group. The results of these other businesses are not material to the group and therefore do not render a separate disclosure and are reported in aggregate in the financial statement. Group wholesale banking. Group wholesale banking comprise 3 core business segments, namely group investment banking, group corporate banking, and group treasury and global markets. Group wholesale banking provides comprehensive and coordinated services to our customer. Group corporate banking. Group corporate banking provides a comprehensive suite of conventional and Sharia compliant financing solution to corporate clients. Group investment banking is one of the leading capital market players in Malaysia. It provides investment management services, while group business banking caters for funding needs as well as deposit collection from small and medium-sized enterprise and wholesale client. Chief of decision making. As we all know, business activity usually has a unit manager who is directly accountable to and maintain regular contact with individual or group of individual to discuss operating activities, financial results, forecasts or plans for the business activity. It may be the Chief Executive Officer, CEO, the Chief Operating Officer, COO, or Chief Financial Officer, CFO, and the Senior Management Team or Board of Directors. This is the Board of Directors. Yang berbahagia Tan Sri Ahmad Badri Muhammad Zahir, Non-Independent Non-Executive Chairman. Yang berbahagia Tan Sri Ong Leong Huat, Non-Independent Non-Executive Director. Yang berbahagia Tan Sri Dr. Rebecca Fatima Maria, Senior Independent Non-Executive Director. Ong Aileen, Independent Non-Executive Director. Lim Cheng Tek, Independent Non-Executive Director. Sharifatu Laila Said Ali, Independent Non-Executive Director. Yang berbahagia Datuk Muhammad Nasir Abdul Latif, Non-Independent Non-Executive Director. Donald Joshua Jagannathan, Independent Non-Executive Director. Yang berbahagia Datuk Yen John Low, Independent Non-Executive Director. Yang berbahagia Datuk Khairul Saleh Ramli, Group Managing Director / Group Chief Executive Officer. CODM responsibility to discuss and decide operating activities, to evaluate and consolidate financial result of RHB, to forecast and plan future RHB, allocate the resources, and lastly, to evaluate RHB performance.
Now, I will continue this presentation with segmental report. Firstly, how to identify operating segments. Well, if a particular product or service of the entity is significant and constitutes as an identifiable business in which the entity operates, then the product or service would be reported as a separate operating segment. Operating segments are only required to be reportable if they exceed quantitative threshold of 10%. And these are the operating segments that has been provided in the annual report of RHB Bank: Group Retail Banking, Group Business Banking, Group CIBB, Group Treasury and Global Market, Group International Business, and Support Center and others. Now, once operating segments have been identified, a quantitative threshold of 10% threshold test must be conducted. This test is to identify which of these operating segments are reportable segments and which are non-reportable segments in the financial annual report. A reportable segment is one that meets any of the following quantitative threshold. If the company decided to test the threshold test on revenue, then the total revenue of segment must be 10% or more than the total combined revenue of all operating segments. For profit and loss, a segment profit or loss must be 10% or more than the combined of all profit or loss of all operating segments. Lastly, for assets, the segment's assets must be 10% or more of all operating segment assets. However, for 75% threshold test, after determining the reportable segments, the entity should ensure that the total revenue attributable to those reportable segments is at least 75% of the entity. Now, for assignment purposes, we decided to test the revenue test on RHB Bank. As you can see, the total revenue of all operating segments is 7,195,689. After dividing each of the operating segments with the total revenue of the segments, it is identified that Group Retail Banking, Group Business Banking, Group CIBB, Group Treasury and Global Market are reportable segments where all of them exceed 10% threshold, while Group International Businesses and Support Center and others are non-reportable segments which has percentage that lower than 10%. Now that we have identified the reportable segments, now it is time to test the 75 threshold test. First, we need to total up all the external revenue of the reportable segments of Group Retail Banking, Group Business Banking, Group CIBB, Group Treasury and Global Market, which is 6,595,000, and 862. Then it will be divided with the total revenue of the company, which is 7,195,689, which will get 91.65% after multiplying with 100%. In conclusion, the entity, which is RHB Bank, total revenue 95.65% met the requirement of the 75% threshold test. Therefore, there is no need to identify additional reportable segments. And these are the new segmental report that we have constructed and have allocated according to reportable and other segments, which consists of non-reportable segments. The advantages of segmental reporting. Firstly, transparency. For businesses that operates in different categories or geographical areas such as RHB Bank, segment reporting can reveal which areas are profitable and which drains on the bottom line. Secondly, improve context. Segment reporting allows stakeholders to get a better sense of the fluctuations that may affect overall numbers. And the disadvantages of segmental reporting. Firstly, the risk of unwanted disclosure. The information of segmental report is useful and relevant. Therefore, there may be a risk of unwanted disclosure that can benefit from the competitors. Secondly, data manipulation. Segment reporting lends itself to data manipulation if the information is reported in the through management's eye style. This gives company leaders more discretion on how it determines how segments are constructed and what metrics are reported.
Okay, we move to the next part, segment reporting. By the way, my name is Muhammad Firdaus bin Amran. Today I'm going to present to you the segment reporting. The first question is, explain the basis of the preparation of interim report. My chosen company, which is RHB Berhad, financial statement of the group and the bank have been prepared in accordance with Nation Financial Reporting Standards, MFRS, International Financial Reporting Standard IFRS, and the requirement of the Companies Act 2016 in Malaysia. The financial statements have been prepared under the Historical Cost Convention as modified by the Regulation of Financial Assets at FVOCI, Financial Assets and Financial Liabilities, including derivative financial instruments, at fair value through profit or loss. Okay, the next part is identify any two accounting policies needed in preparing the interim report. Policies in investment in subsidiaries, associates and joint ventures. In the bank's separate financial statements, investment in subsidiaries, associates and joint ventures are stated at cost less accumulated impairment loss. At the end of each reporting period, the group and the bank assess whether there is any indication of impairment. Where an indication of impairment exists, the carrying amount of the investment is assessed and written down immediately to its recoverable amount. Refer to Accounting Policy Notes 21 on impairment of non-financial assets. On disposal of investment in subsidiaries, associates and joint ventures, the difference between disposal proceeds and the carrying amount of the investment is recognized in income statements. The second policy is financial assets. A financial asset is recognized in the statement of financial position when the group and the bank become parties to the contractual provision of the statement. Regular wire purchase and sales of financial assets are recognized of trade date, the date on which the group and the bank commit to purchase and sell the assets. Financial assets are recognized when the rights to receive cash flow from the financial asset have expired or have been transferred, and the group and the bank have transferred substantially all the risks and rewards of the ownership. The third one, identify the types of reports prepared by the companies. Number one is statement financial position. Second one is statement of profit or loss and the other comprehensive income. Statement. Changes in equity. The last one is statement of cash flow. Okay, after this, I'm going to pass to the Muhammad Izzuddin to present the next question. Thank you.
So the next presentation will be period for the current and comparative for each statement prepared by the company. Based on MFRS134, it is known that the financial statements are prepared up to the interim date. Based on date and relevant comparison, RHB Bank Berhad, it is known that the period to be presented is the same for the concise and complete financial statement. This simplifies the comparison with the previous year. Let's take a look at the RHB Bank Berhad last quarterly report. Statement of financial position as at 31st December 2019. Statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income for the year ended 31st December 2019. Statement of changes in equity for the year ended 31st December 2019. And the last one is statement of cash flow for the year ended 31st December 2019. For the statement of financial position, the interim period is 1st January 2019 and 31st December 2019, and the comparable interim period is 1st January 2018 and 31st December 2018. For the income statement, the interim period is 1st October 2019 and 31st December 2019. Comparable interim period is 1st October 2018 and 31st December 2018. For other comprehensive income, statement of changes in equity, and statement of cash flow, the interim period will be 1st January 2019 and 31st December 2019. Comparable interim period is 1st January 2018 and 31st December 2018. The next slide is adjustment made by the company. As you can see, we are taking the company cash flow to do the adjustment. For the final value for the cash and cash equivalent for December 2019 is 27.604 million. So, we are doing two adjustments, which is purchasing land for the amount 1.309 million and pay for the income tax at the value of 879,000. So, the value of investing activities become 1.872 million and the value of financing activities changed to 4.287 million. At the end of it, it will change the amount of the final value of cash and cash equivalent to 25.416 million at the end of 31st December 2019. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you all enjoy watching this video and can learn something from this video.